Hi, I'm Kathy Dodson.
And I'm Jocelyn Lindsay. Welcome to another episode of 5 Minute Indie Insights, publishing tips and tricks in mostly 5 minutes because if we can't say it in 5 minutes, then it's not worth saying.
That is true. And today we have such an interesting topic. We're going to talk about Kindle Unlimited, or KU, as
Yeah.
you will hear anybody in the book industry call it.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, and we're going to talk about what it is and why it's important. And so, Jocelyn, why don't you start? Because one of the big things people don't understand is about wide and narrow and the KU, what KU means to that.
Well, what it means at KU, it's a membership through Amazon that readers subscribe to for, I think it's $11 and something now. Yeah,
11.99.
11.99 to subscribe, and as a reader, you give Amazon 11.99, and then you get access to a giant library of books. It's a paid
That's right.
library. Right. Yeah.
Right. So that's exactly right. But there's a catch.
There's a catch.
Not every book is in KU,
Right.
right? So a lot of the big traditionally published books, they may spend 3 months in KU, but frankly, not usually and not at the beginning. So if there's something that's, whacking you on the face as you walk into Barnes and Noble, it's not likely to
No.
be in KU.
No.
So KU is really for those hardcore readers who are always looking for books, always looking for books. And
Mhm.
and either they will wait for the popular books to go on sale, or they'll just buy them as well.
Right. Exactly. These usually the readers I see in KU are the ones who with the memberships are the ones who are reading multiple books a week.
Mhm.
And they're going through 3+ books a week. They're 20 books to 50K called them whale readers because they
Uh-huh.
just read so much for their seafood sea categorization because they read so much. And like you said, a lot of the interestingly enough, I've seen more fantasy books, traditionally published fantasy books showing up in Kindle Unlimited recently. But again,
Yeah.
it's not at the beginning when they first publish. It's as they start. It's kind of like hardback, paperback, and then KU. It's
Yeah.
they're eking out as much as they can from those books.
And I love that you said fantasy. So KU, and whether your book should be in Kindle Unlimited or not,
Mhm.
is really about genre. And
Yeah.
we've talked about genre so many times. You have to know those Amazon categories,
Yep.
right? You
Yeah.
have to know where you are because you need to know, are all the books in KU or are they not in KU? Because that's where those readers go, right? So I
Exactly.
want to actually share my screen and show you some of the differences that we see in these KU books. And we'll
Yeah.
see if we can
And
remember.
I, and I think and I think we can say that most KU books these days are indie published. That's I think with most of the books you'll see in KU, if they aren't extremely popular trad books that are going into that Kindle Unlimited cycle, a lot of indie books are in KU. And again, it depends on the genre of how big that genre is represented in KU.
And often it also depends on how popular the writer is in the books, because if you have an extremely popular indie writer, a lot of times they'll be what's called wide. So their books aren't in KU. They are in Amazon, but they're also everywhere else. And
Yeah.
a lot of times they'll do direct sales on their website because they make a lot more money that way. And
Yeah.
they're popular enough that people go find them,
Right.
right? So I've got two genres we're going to look at today. So this is, if you'll see here, Kindle Store bestsellers in kidnapping crime
And
fiction,
fiction.
right? This is an Amazon category. And so the first two books are not in KU. But then look, KU, 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 not KU,
And
KU,
and show them where
KU.
you can see that it's KU. They're up
Oh,
at the
sorry.
top
Yeah,
of
it's
the
right
yeah.
here at the top of the book. So this one's Prime, which means they'll deliver it to you. But these two are Kindle Unlimited. So we're just going to scroll down to the top 50, and you can see almost every book is. And the last time I counted and did the math in this genre, 94% of these books were in KU.
And
So
that means,
unless you're some huge author,
yeah. And that means that anybody who has a membership to KU can pick up any of those Kindle Unlimited books, hold it in their Kindle, their whatever they're reading on, their device, their phone, their Kindle, whatever, their computer, and read it for as long as they want. They check it out, and then when they're done, they just put it back in.
right?
And it's free.
Exactly. Exactly. So for that $12 a month, basically, they can read as much as they want,
Right.
right?
And
And this
yeah,
is their store for going to find books.
yep,
So now we're going to look at a completely different genre. This is in books and it's family life, literature and fiction, genre fiction, family life. So no KU. There's one. Boo Walker. He is traditionally published, but his books do kind of go in and out of KU. But look at this, none,
yep.
right? Almost none. Here's one.
What we've
We've
seen
had two
two
so
and
far,
yeah,
three. So again, and this is Sally Rooney and Barbara Davis,
yeah,
Leanne Moriarty. So these are, this was one of the most popular books from 2 years ago, The Covenant of Water. So again, you get a couple of KUs, but hardly any, right?
yep,
James Super or no Martyr, but yeah. So anyway, the Ann Patchett, her books are not going to be in KU. So know what you're writing
yep,
and know the genre it goes into because you shouldn't make your decision about whether to be KU or not based on like whether you like Amazon or not. I mean,
yeah,
you can do anything you want.
right.
But if you're looking to find readers, you need to put yourself into their mindset and see where they're going to find your books.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of readers, if they're reading 4+ books a week, they want that membership. They want to be in there because they're a lot of readers are not going to spend, $25 a hardback or $15 a book. That's a huge investment instead of that 11.99 a month. And I think it's also important to know that as a writer writing in KU, from how do you make money off that 11.99 a month? Since they're not buying your books, Kathy, do you want to explain that?
Sure. So Amazon has this big pot of money that all the KU people who read in KU, contribute to that with their $12. And what they do is they check page reads.
Yep,
So every author on their book will have a certain number of page reads, and that's people in KU reading the books. And that's how you get compensated is based on how many pages they read of your book. And so they don't have to finish it,
yeah.
you know, they can DNF it, but if they read 100 pages, you get paid for that 100 pages. And I want to say it's like,
I want to say it's running about 3 cents a page right now. It's somewhere
yeah, it's
between 3 and 4 cents a page.
right. So when I have 1,000 page reads, it's usually, I want to say it's like 432 or 450 or something like that,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I get compensated. So
It,
that's
it,
how it's divided
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it varies. And I would say because KU's been around since what, 2011, 2012. And as more writers get into KU, that page read number, that, how much you're making per page goes down because I think originally it was something like 12 cents a read or it was way up there. And it's not anymore because there's so many books in it. And whether or not you're in KU, again, it's the strategy of what you're doing, the genre you're writing in, um, and it's up to you. But it's important to understand what it is and how it works.
Absolutely. I mean, we're always trying to help you make data-based decisions.
Yeah,
And in the end, you can decide you don't want to be part of Amazon. That is totally fine.
yeah,
My audiobooks are not exclusive with Amazon, even though I'd make more money because I want them to be available to libraries,
right.
right?
Yeah,
And when you're KU, your ebook is exclusive. And so your ebook can't be on Libby or any other
no,
um, platform. Well, Libby's audio, but you're not going to be able to check out an ebook from the library or anywhere else except Amazon if you're exclusive to
right.
KU.
Yeah. So
So,
and we'll come back to this because I think right now we both have our book ones in KU. Is
So
that,
yeah, so
yeah,
what happened with me is that my first book I published was women's detective fiction, very, very KU intensive um genre. And so because of that, all of my books, even my women's fiction, I put in KU because readers have found me there. I want them to, so that's why all of my books are, even though they don't always match up with the genre. But it's because my first one was, and the series is, and if people are finding me there, I want them to be able to find my other books there as well.
exactly. And I'm there because urban fantasy, same thing. It's predominantly KU. There are a lot of, there's just, that's just, I think last time I checked, it was like 90+% of all the books in urban fantasy were there. And if I wasn't there, I would figure out some other way. But for right now, that's the strategy. It's being
Yeah.
in KU. That I may change my mind in 2 weeks. And the thing to remember with KU is it's a 90-day commitment.
Yeah.
When you put your book into KU, you are there for 90 days, and then you just have to pull your book out at the end of the 90 days. So if I change my mind and decide to pull it out, I've gone through one 90-day cycle, and the second 90-day cycle just started the end of December. So I'm into March. So my book is in KU whether I like it or not until March. So
Yeah. And we encourage you to experiment and find out what's
yeah,
right, for you.
exactly.
But
So
KU, I get most of my profits from
yeah,
page reads, not book sales. So
yeah.
for me, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, same here for right now. That can change, but right now, that's where we are. So, all right, everybody, go write. You need to get out there and get your books done. And if you've got questions, let us know. We're here, and we will see you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.